Hello guys, in this class, let's start a new topic on your excretion. And we're going to discuss everything about the excretory system, take our time, go through it one after the other. There are going to be a couple of classes. This is just a first part. Now, take note that this will be excretory system and this will be our lesson 1. Now, what are the objectives? What are the things we need to know? Take note that as students, we should know the mechanism of excretion with their past questions. We'll talk about the mechanism of excretion. How does excretion take place? What does the term excretion mean? How does excretion take place in lower or higher organism? Talk about excretion with mechanism of excretion and their past question. After that, we're going to focus on excretion in plants and also discuss their past question. Excretion in plants, we'll discuss everything, discuss their past question. After that, we'll now go further, talk about excretion in mammals. Talking about the KUB, the kidney, ureter, or bladder. We'll talk about the nephron. We're going to discuss them one after in detailed format. So excretion in mammals, of course, we are going to treat it with their past question. And number 4, we'll talk about homeostasis. We'll talk about the internal osmotic regulation or internal balance of the body gas, homeostasis, and their past question. So we're going to take our time to discuss everything one after the other. Are you with me? But in this class, let's start in the first one, which will be the mechanism of your excretion. The question is, what is excretion? I'll start by telling you that living organisms produce many excretory wastes during their process of metabolic activities. During metabolic activities, living organisms produce excretory waste. Now, there is a difference between excretory wastes and undigested materials. Just follow me, you're going to understand. We start by saying that living organisms produce many excretory waste products during their metabolic activities. The question is, what is metabolic activity? I'm going to explain what is metabolic activities. Take note that this metabolic waste or this excretory waste are harmful to the body. So because they are harmful, they must be excreted. So some of these waste products are harmful if left to remain in the body of living organisms. So we have explained that the body remove excretory wastes after metabolism has taken place, and that if these metabolic wastes are left in the body, are harmful to the body. Do you understand? The question now is, what is excretion? Take note that excretion is the process by which living organisms, so it occurs in living organisms, the process by living organisms remove metabolic waste products that could be harmful or interfere with normal body function. Everybody wants excretion. It is the process by which living organisms remove metabolic waste. The main thing is that they are removing metabolic wastes. This metabolic waste can be harmful to the body when left to the body. So that process will go with excretion. Everybody close your eyes and tell me what's excretion. Excretion is the process by which living organisms remove metabolic waste products that could be harmful or that could interfere with normal body activities. For the last time, what's excretion? Excretion is the process by which living organisms remove metabolic wastes which could interfere with normal body function. Now, what is that metabolism? We said it's the process that remove metabolic waste. What's metabolic waste? What metabolism? Take note that metabolism is the sum total of all the chemical reactions that take place in living organisms. This sum total of all the chemical reactions that take place in living organisms is what called metabolism. And take note that these reactions, these metabolic activities help, number 1, to obtain energy, 2, for growth and development, for repair of damaged tissues, and to get rid of waste products. The sum total of there are many chemical processes that take place in the body. All the chemical processes that take place in the body are said to be called metabolism. Metabolism is the sum total of all the chemical reactions that take place in the body. And take note that metabolism is split into 2. We have what to call your catabolism, which is your breaking down, and we have what to call your anabolism, which is eating. Everybody taking that metabolism is divided into 2. Metabolism is said the sum total of the chemical reactions is divided into 2. Which is your catabolism and your anabolism. What's catabolism? What's anabolism? Take note that anabolism means building up, so involved the process whereby smaller molecules are built up to larger or complex molecules. In anabolism, we are building up where smaller molecules add up together or build up to form complex or larger molecule. This is called your anabolic. It requires energy to build. It requires energy to build. Now, what's catabolism? Catabolism means breaking down. This involves breaking down large molecules into simpler one. When you break large molecules into simpler one, it is called what? Catabolism, and it does not require what? Energy. It's only what it releases. It does not require what? Energy. But this one requires what? Energy. What's anabolism? Building up. What's catabolism? Breaking now. If you still understand that, that makes this past question for me.
Hold on a bit very quickly. This class you're watching right now is just one out of a series of classes within the LearnLift app. And guess what? LearnLift is a mobile app, right, where you study intensively as well as extensively. So within the LearnLift app, you can see it very quickly. You have access to all your subject there. You have your use of English, you have your mathematics, you have your physics, you have your chemistry, you have your biology, you have your JAMB 400. All of them, they are different subjects within the LearnLift app. And of course, you have different topics under every particular subject, and everything has been narrowed down to you, down to the curriculum, with their past questions and everything to the core. And don't forget that within the LearnLift app, you have access to your video lessons, where you can start going through your classes uninterrupted. You have access to your notes. Oh yes, your notes, well organized, well structured for you, and you are running through all of them. And of course, inside the notes are past questions for you. You have access to your past questions in CBT format, where you can go through all of them extensively well. All of it within the LearnLift app for you and more. And guess what? Very important. You want to download the LearnLift app, all you need to just do is head down to Play Store or your App Store and type LearnLift. That's all. Once you type LearnLift, of course, the app is going to pop up for you, and you're going to see the logo, and then you download the app, and then you follow up on your studies intensively. Before we proceed, let's get back to class. Flow with me.
This past question was JAMB 2013 question 2. The process in which complex substances are broken down into simpler ones is referred to as dash. A. Catabolism, B. Metabolism, C. Tropism, D. Anabolism. What becomes the answer? Of course, we know that it is what? Catabolism. It cannot be metabolism. Metabolism is something for the activities. So it is not tropism. Tropism is response to light or sensitivity. So anabolism is building up. So what become the answer? The answer is catabolism. That's option A. Become the what answer. Very simple. Do you understand that? Now the question is, what are now the excretory products? First of all, know that excretory products are divided into the main excretory products and others. Others say the main excretory product. What are the main excretory products? They are majorly. We have H2O, we have CO2, we have your protein substance. Are you seeing that? H2O, we have water, we have CO2, we have oxygen. All these are the main excretory products. We're going to discuss more about them, but take note that the main excretory products in animals are: number one, we have your CO2. Number two, we have your water. We have your what? Your nitrogenous what compound. What are the nitrogenous compound? We have your what? Your uric acid, and your what? Ammonia. These ones are called the main excretory waste. Everybody, what are the main excretory waste? We have your CO2, we have your H2O, and we have your what? Your nitrogenous. We also know that oxygen is part of it. We want to come to that aspect. Do you understand? These are the main excretory waste. Now take note that physics is not an excretory waste. Look at it. Physics is not a metabolic waste. It's not an excretory waste product. What's physics? Taking that the result from what? Undigested food, which is a ejection, not what? Excretion. So constant past question. Physics is not a metabolic waste. It is as a result from what? Undigested food. That is, physics is from ejection, not excretion. Do you understand? I want to talk about the main metabolic waste. We're talking about your CO2, we're talking about your water, we're talking about your urea, your uric acid, and your what? Your ammonia. I also talk as well as what? Oxygen. I'm going to tell you where oxygen is going to what? To come in. Do you understand that? Because for plants, there is what? There is oxygen. Now, let's see past question. If you say you understand that, let's see. The question says, JAMB 1979 question 30. Which of the following is not an excretory product? Urine, sweat, feces, salts. Which of these is not an excretory product? Of course, urine is an excretory product. Sweat is an excretory product. Salt is an excretory product because salt is contained in urine, salt is contained in sweat. But feces is not an excretory product. We said it's from ejection, not from excretion, making option C to the common word answer. Take on that physics is not what an excretory product. Let's say on that past question, JAMB 1982 question 43, which of the following is not associated with excretion? Which of the following is not associated with excretion, is not part of excretion? Glomerulus, urea, physics, carbon dioxide. Which of this is not associated to excretion? Of course, this is an excretory product. This is an excretory product, right? This is where filtration take place. So this is part of it. But physics has nothing to do with excretion. Physics is what? Ejection. Making option C to become the answer. Do you understand that? So let's now start to treat the waste product one after the other. The first we're going to talk about is your CO2 and your H2O. Now, take on that CO2 and H2O have our excretory product from respiration. Of course, remember the equation for respiration. We give that C6H12O6 plus, let's say, oxygen to release CO2, to release H2O, and to release what? Energy. You can see that CO2 and H2O are termed to be what? Excretory product. So CO2 are excretory product from your what? From your tissue or cellular what? Respiration. Do you understand that? And I gave the equation. This is your CO2. This is your what? Oxygen. Where this is glucose, oxygen. This is carbon dioxide, which is CO2. This is water, and this is what? Energy. So they ask you, what are the excretory products? The main excretory product, number one, we have CO2. Number two, we have what? H2O. Do you understand? In plant, we have oxygen, because oxygen is giving off. In plant taking CO2 and send off what? Oxygen.
Hold on a bit very quickly. This class you're watching right now is just one out of a series of classes within the LearnLift app. And guess what? LearnLift is a mobile app, right? Where you study intensively as well as extensively. So within the LearnLift app, you can see it very quickly. You have access to all your subject there. You have your use of English, you have your mathematics, you have your physics, you have your chemistry, you have your biology, you have your JAMB 400. All of them, they are different subjects within the LearnLift app. And of course, you have different topics under every particular subject, and everything has been narrowed down to you, down to the curriculum, with their past questions and everything to the core. And don't forget that within the LearnLift app, you have access to your video lessons, where you can start going through your classes uninterrupted. You have access to your notes. Oh yes, your notes, well organized, well structured for you, and you are running through all of them. And of course, inside the notes are past questions for you. You have access to your past questions in CBT format, where you can go through all of them extensively well. All of it within the LearnLift app for you and more. And guess what? Very important. You want to download the LearnLift app, all you need to just do is head down to Play Store or your App Store and type LearnLift. That's all. Once you type LearnLift, of course, the app is going to pop up for you, and you're going to see the logo, and then you download the app, and then you follow up on your studies intensively. Before we proceed, let's get back to class. Flow with me.
We're going to talk about that as a moment. Now, still on the excretory product, what we say we have, when I explain the main, talk about CO2, we talk about H2, we also talk about your protein substances, which are your uric acid and your urea. Take note that nitrogenous waste come from protein breakdown. Take note that we said that what form protein is amino acid, right? So when these proteins are breaking to amino acid, and amino acid now undergo deamination, it releases your uric acid and your water. When I look at it, it said nitrogenous waste come from protein breakdown, and protein are broken down into amino acid, and these amino acid are deaminated, as broken down into to form in the liver to form your so deamination on that part, because where does deamination take place? It takes place in the liver. So deamination takes place in the liver, where it breaks down amino acid into your uric acid and your ammonia. Uric acid in ammonia. Now, who are the people that excrete urea? Mammals, me and you, we excrete urea. Uric acid is found in animals that have light weight for flight. We have birds, we have insects, we have ammonia is for animals that stay in water, aquatic animals, like your amoeba, your bony fish. They secrete what? Ammonia. Fish, they secrete what? Ammonia. Do you understand? So this is mammals, this is for animals that fly, bird, insects, and this is for that. Do you understand? They are called nitrogenous waste. So what are the waste products? We say we have CO2, we have H2O, we have nitrogenous waste. Where does the nitrogenous waste come from? They come from the breakdown of your protein. When protein is broken down, you form amino acid. The amino acids are broken down. What do they form? They form your urine, your uric acid, and your water ammonia. Do you understand that? Take a look at it. We are showing you the process. Protein breaking down to form your water your protein is broken down to form amino acid. This amino acid is now undergo the animation in the liver cell to form your what? Your urine. An example of urine, who uses urine? Mammals. We have your what? Your uric acid is found in birds, reptiles, and what insect. And we have your what? Your ammonia, which is found your amoeba, your bony fish, and so on and so forth. Now let's now discuss them one after the other. The first we're going to talk about is your urine. Urine is found in what? In mammals. And these are mammals, your lion, your elephant, your chimpanzee, and the rest. Number one, they are soluble in water. What are the features of urine? They are soluble in water. Number two, they are less toxic. Urine is less toxic. And you see, one that is more toxic is ammonia. That's why if you drink any water that contains amoeba, you're going to have running stomach, because amoeba excrete ammonia, and ammonia is toxic. So they are less toxic. Number three, they are moderately water available, and they are found in what? In mammals. So they are soluble in water, they are less toxic. Know that they are soluble in water, they are less toxic, and they are moderately they have moderately water availability. They are found in mammals, that's human, dogs, fish, etc. The next is now what we call your uric acid. Uric acid, they are slightly in water. They are least toxic. They are very toxic, and they need small amount of water. That's why the bird can fly. They ask you which one need least amount of water. They are what? In uric acid. They conserve water, so they excrete white pill. So they don't. That's why we say slightly in water. They conserve water. That's why if you see the excreta is somehow like a white pill substance. Do you understand? That's one thing, so that they can fly, because they don't need more water. There's water to pull them. For example, is your what? Your bird, your reptile, your insect. So if somebody asks you what's the excretory product of your bird, reptile, tell them your uric acid. What are the features of uric acid? They have small amount of water, so that the birds can fly, and they are least toxic. And the last one is what to call your what? Ammonia, which is found in your what? Amoeba. This one, they are highly soluble, very, very toxic. That's why amoeba, if you take any water that have amoeba, you're going to have running stomach, diarrhea. Do you understand? They require a lot of amount of water to dilute. They are found in what? Amoeba, burning what? Fish, amoeba, bt. Where they will ask you constantly, what does bird eat? They have what? Uric acid. Who uses ammonia? Your amoeba. Do you understand now? Let's see this past question. The past question says that JAMB 2013 question 29. Which of the following is the waste product of an insect? Which of the following is waste product of an insect? A, say uric acid. B, say sweat. C, say mucilage. And D, talk about what? Alkaloid. Uric acid, sweat, mucilage, and alcohol. Of course, what becomes the answer? Uric acid becomes the what? The answer. Uric acid is found in what? In bed. Not sweat, not mucilage, not water. This mucilage and alkaloid are excretory product found in plants. Why sweat? Sweat is from humans, and we're going to talk about that as well. So what becomes the answer? The answer becomes a what answer. Do you understand that? What are the excretory structures in animals? So now we're going to talk about starting from lower organism, amoeba. What is their structures, excretory structures? We have known their excretory product. What is their excretory structures? I'm going to take that in the next class. I don't want the class to be too lengthy. I'll see you in the next class. Ensure to go through the note, watch the video, follow all the classes on excretion. Don't miss anyone. When it comes to respiration, follow all. When it comes to transport system, follow all, because the main aim is to join the 350 plus GAC. I'll see you in the next class. So we're going to talk about excretory structures in what animal. But for now,
this class you just finished watching, of course, is brought to you by what? By the LearnLift app. Oh yes, and within the LearnLift app, you have access to all your classes from the beginning to the end. Everything is well organized for you. Every singular subject, every singular topic followed in line directly with your syllabus and your curriculum. And of course, can I tell you something lovely about the LearnLift app? Oh, this is the sweet part of it. You have access to your JAMB classes within the LearnLift app. You have access to your WAEC, your NECO, your GC classes. You have access to your post-UTME classes. And that's not all. Of course, for your secondary school, you have access to your secondary school classes, whether SS1, SS2, SS3. You have access to your classes directly. And of course, if you're in the university, you have access to your 100 level as well as 200 level classes, all within the LearnLift app. And of course, your 200 level classes are for medical students. All of them are there, well structured and highly organized for you. But please, before you proceed, just head down to your Play Store or your App Store and just type what? LearnLift. Immediately you type LearnLift, of course, the app is going to pop up for you and you download the app and then you start learning immediately. And also very quickly, all you're going to do is that in the description of this video or in the comment section, just open it. You see the link to our WhatsApp channel. Click on it and you are in the WhatsApp channel already, and we are going to be dropping information every blessed day on a regular basis. And also very important, if you want to reach out to LearnLift, this is LearnLift contact, any of the two, right? Just copy it down and then WhatsApp us, right? Either you send WhatsApp message or you put a call across to us and all of that, and we're going to attend to you immediately. Guess what? I'll see you in the next chapter. For the now, peace out. Bye.